This video is about workflow, and your camera produces photos that aren't usually perfect. They usually need some tonal corrections, some color corrections, maybe some dodging and burning, maybe some saturating or desaturating. They don't come out of the camera just perfect. So I do want to open a few more panels here. I have the layers and history open, as you can see, but I want to open the histogram panel. And I want this to be pretty big because we're going to use this to guide us with our tonal and color corrections. So I'm going to click on this tiny little triangle and I'm going to say I want the expanded view. Anytime you see this little triangle with the exclamation mark, it's kind of asking you to click on it, and that'll give you the most up-to-date view. So we're going to watch the histogram as we fix this image. And I'd like to have one more panel open, and it's called Adjustments. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put that panel, lock it right up here to the layers panel so that I'm all ready to work. Maybe move this one over a little bit. And I want you to know that the left side of the histogram is black and the right side is white. And right now you can see that there are some pixels that go almost all the way to black, but there are no pixels that go all the way to white. So the first adjustment we're going to make is a levels adjustment, and we're going to stretch that histogram. We're going to make it go from pure black to pure white, because there are areas of this image that should have a nice clean white in them, and there are more areas that should have black. So we want to go over to the second little adjustment here, and when we click on that, you'll notice we get a levels adjustment layer in our layers palette. And down here in the adjustment, and this is a little different than CS3, so if you're used to CS3, it's going to look a little different to you. But there's a black side, and handily the little triangle's in black, and a white side. And you can see there's hardly any pixels over here, just like in our histogram over here. And there's really no white ones. And I could just start grabbing these and dragging them over, but I don't really know what I'm doing unless I pay a little bit more attention. And look at how bad this histogram is looking. So we don't want our histograms to look like that. So let me put that back. Let me put that one back. So we're back to where we started. And a little trick so that you can see what's going on is to hold down the Option key and then start dragging. And as you drag, when you start seeing any colors, it means you're clipping or losing pixels. So once you see a few colors like that, you want to back up, back up, back up, because anything that's in color is going to be black with no detail and or color and or texture. So I'm going to actually back it up just even a little bit farther, right to about there. And if I click that eyeball on and off, you'll see that that looks better already. But I think we can even do better. So let's hold down the Option key and let's click, and we're going to just keep moving it. Now remember, as soon as we see any color, it means we're clipping or losing pixels. So when I see color, I'm going to back up, back up, back up, back up. And there we go. So again, if I click this on and off, you might have thought that this looked pretty good to start out with, but it should be starting to look better. We are, though, getting a little bit of a combed effect here, and we don't want that. And we weren't trying to affect the color with our levels adjustment. We were only trying to affect the tones, or the darks and lights, blacks and whites. So if we remember that we don't want to affect color, we only want to affect tones, we can change our blend mode to luminosity. And that tells Photoshop, don't look at any of the colors, only look at the lights and darks. And when I click that, and then I hit my little exclamation mark, you can see my histogram looks better and my image looks better. So that's it for adjusting tonal values. Next we're going to be talking about color adjustments and contrast adjustments.